fuel, Amir's checking tires. I'm just here trying to tame the fire. Not real cars, tell that to my hands. Shaking like I'm on the grid at Le Mans. Breathe in, one blink, countdown's on. Been training all week, now the doubt is gone. Sean's on stints, 1 and 3's ice cold mind. Amir's taking night shift, third eye blind. I'm just watching the split, my heart in the loop. This ain't just pixels, this is my truth. Pits map tight, strat set clean, but you can't script chaos in a 24 dream.
No break to the soul, no pause when it hurts. You either die at the wheel or you live in the dirt. Don't close your eyes, the storm has begun. Hold on tight, here comes the ride.
This is the moment, this is the fight. One shot, one chance, one endless night. Sean on the left and Amir on the line. We bleed through the ring just across that side. No fear, no breaks, no giving in. We were born to burn, we were built to win.
So light it up and trust the climb. We're chasing glory, one lap at a time.
Green flag drops, we launch like rage. Lunging in tight on turn 3 stage. Traffic in chaos, break like rain. Half a second wide and you kiss the pain. But Sean's like steel cold calculated. Slips through gaps like time's been faded. Amir calls fuel, voice clear in the dark while I'm battling thoughts in a high speed roll. My wrist cramps, I clench, shoulders gone stiff, but I ain't quitting now. Nah, I live for this shift. This is the pressure, this is the grind. One shot, one road, one chance.
Yo, this wheel's my weapon, this chair's my stage. Sean's at the wheel and Amir's uncaged. We don't sleep, we reload, refocus. Every lap's truth, every corner's opus. Pit crew blood, adrenaline drip. Reset my soul with every grip. Don't need fame, don't want fake cheers. I race through fire, I face my fears.
Don't you break when the silence grows. Don't you blink when the red light goes. You better lose yourself in the light of the zone. One chance to rise, one line to own. The ring, the rush, the world you know. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home.
Can't pause this pain, can't mute my name. I don't play for fun, I race through flame. Disconnected, I'm mind dialed in. While they scroll feeds, I go for the win. This ain't fake, this ain't pretend. It's me plus my brothers, lap to the end. Got fuel in my blood, I burn through doubt. And if I crash, I'll crawl it out.
Don't let go, let the engine cry. Even ghosts can learn to fly. You better lose yourself in the moment alone. Every lap you run carves you in stone. One crew, one fight, one path unknown. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home. They won't see this inside your soul. This is your road, your rig, your control. So light it up, don't fade away. This is your legacy, this is your race. You better lose yourself in the rhythm and roar. This is your fire, you're so much more. Shining in there, we were born to drive. We don't just race, we come alive. So light the night and claim your throne. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home. You always belonged here.
Good morning, happy Friday, welcome to the show. I'm Sean Cole, and over there is my good buddy Amir Assad. How you doing, Amir?
Good, man. Yeah, it's Friday. The best, well, I say the best day of the week. Tomorrow's the best day of the week. So today's the second best day of the week. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good,
but
man.
there's something about Friday, because that's when the light switch gets flipped.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and everybody out there watching, I do want to apologize. I don't know if you liked, or maybe you enjoyed it, the double music and the intro that it just ran out. That's on me. I'm going to clean that up for future shows, but little mishap of this morning's show. Things are a little different, a little wacky around here today, but we're going to get through it.
It wouldn't be the Simpit if we didn't have any, at least one issue going on.
Got it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, not a lot of news today. So, I am going to absolutely open up the chat, the conversation. If there's something on your mind, something you think that needs to be talked about in the sim racing world, feel free to bring it up. Definitely can open up the conversation across the board to just about anything we want today. So, do take advantage of that. Any big plans for you this weekend?
No, yeah, it's just gonna be a relaxing weekend. I gotta finish my LMU review. Script is already written, footage is already recorded. Now I just gotta get together, edit everything, and I didn't want to release it on day one, there's a big reason why I didn't want to do that. Is one, because they did provide. I didn't even ask for a pre-order code for like the version 1.0, and because like I didn't want to test it in a vacuum. If you like, I didn't want to test it as a single player when multiplayer is the big portion of what LMU is right now until they release career mode. So I wanted to take some time, try it out in like multiplayer sessions, see how everything's working, because there was some issues with like hosted races and everything like that. So I want to make sure like all that stuff got resolved before like I did like a good honest review of 1.0, the full release,
The real
and
one,
not
yeah.
doing right the real one, not do like a in the bubble closed off kind of version of 1.0, like, and then go off of what I've experienced in the early access of multiplayer. So that's why I took my time a little bit longer to release it. So that should be out Monday. Other than that, just relaxing, man. I'll be, you and me talking. I won't be here. I'll be flying out next weekend to go back to the States to spend some family time.
Awesome.
So just so other than that, those are my plans, man. What about you?
For me, I will be a little bit of the same. I got some projects I'm working on. Do a little bit of chillaxing. Weather pending. It's actually been really weird weather. We're a bit cool and
Yeah,
even damp
same.
right now. So maybe go for a ride this weekend. Hopefully on Sunday, go for a ride and lunch. Some Tour de France to watch. I know that's not car racing, but yeah, we're getting towards the end of the tour. And thanks to Alesh, he motivated me to stop watching just like the 30-minute recaps. And
Right.
it was that and the stand-up desk. The big deal for me this week is the stand-up desk. Here I am. I'm
Right.
comfortable. The reason this came about is I don't have a chair. When I have a chair, we'll see if the stand-up desk sticks around. We'll see if I like doing it, or
Right.
we'll see if you guys like it or not. But it got me to get a second TV up and running, and then that motivated me to actually figure out my Peacock login, because I do have one. And I actually watched like the last 2 days of the tour at full length. And was working, doing some editing and doing some writing, and had it off on the side TV and my race TV here. I'm really, really happy. It's taken, 10 months. I am really happy with the way this room is coming around.
Nice.
I just need to get a new rig right here. And
Right.
when I get my real mule, when I get the right mule, it'll just everything will be perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, I've got so many ideas for like the studio rig area room, but like I know I'm gonna be moving soon, so like, what's the point of building things up in this room when I'm just gonna have to unpack everything and then pack it all up, tear it down, pack it up, and then have to redo it all over again at the next place. So I've kind of like been holding like in a steady pattern until we could find a good enough place for it,
Right.
for us. But Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Yeah. How's that, Joa? Yeah, standing desk. Anyway, it's working. It's working. So it was just yesterday that you guys see this video that's running. This is yesterday. That was kind of fun. That was different, right? I mean, because like we
Right.
couldn't see each other. Like it was
Nope.
just checking in with how you're doing, and everyone. I was finding out how you were doing through the chat.
Right.
And so what we're doing is making qualifying runs for the Sim Expo challenge series. And oh, we got here. Skip this ad. Where's my mouse? It's hard to find my mouse sometimes now. And so we were running at Daytona in the Porsche GT3 911. Well, it's not even a 911 anymore. The GT3R version, and which is a car we're very familiar with. And wow, yesterday for me, it was a serious knock the rust off. I have not raced GT3 cars. The only cars I've driven in iRacing in the last month has been the Mazda Miata. I know you all love it. I know that's everybody's favorite out there. I've been rocking the Miata because I can go like top 3 no matter who's in the room, and it floats my ego well. So that's what I've been doing since I've been out of sim racing for a little bit, to be honest, other than testing for gear and doing that kind of driving. And so, yeah, this is the first time I was like looking at lap times in a fast car and going, whew, I really have forgotten how to drive a little bit. It's not that I've forgotten how to drive. It's just I was really having a hard time pushing the car. Like finding the boundaries of the car felt invisible to me. I don't think iRacing helps. Like iRacing, I think, has maybe the longest acclimation is a word I like to call it. So, you know, if you jump from the pool to the hot tub, you know, you have to acclimate to the difference in temperature. When you jump from Assetto Corsa to Race Room to Le Mans Ultimate to iRacing to BeamNG, each of them drive differently, and there is an acclimation phase. I think arguably the more arcade a game is, it's going to be really quick, hopefully, if they're force feedback.
Whoa.
I could have muted all my mics. Hold on. Yeah, no, I was coughing, so I rather than blast.
Oh,
your
gotcha,
ears.
gotcha.
But yeah, iRacing I think has probably the toughest acclimation, and it's 2 different parts to it. It's number one, iRacing has the lightest force feedback of any of the modern sims, just by default. Like you have to, you know, iRacing is very light until it's heavy, versus other sims that are very active at just medium speeds, let's just say. That's part of it. So it's not giving you the same commands. Now, the commands are fantastic. It's just, if you're not sensitized, which comes with that acclimation, you're just not hearing them, you know, or feeling them, to be more proper. Yesterday was really, it's been a long time since I've been able to, like, really be in that mindset of, wow, what is it like for somebody who's just jumping into it? And they're like, why am I just way off the pace? Why can't I get better? Why, you know, and it was like, I couldn't even increase my optimal for like an hour. Anyway, in the end, I did make a very, very, very slight improvement. So in the end, I was able to walk away with a smile on my face. It's like a round of golf where you might have sucked all day long, but you got one great chip up on the green or one great putt, and you're like, that's the one that'll keep you coming back. And kind of the same experience here. I could have been very frustrated yesterday. And in the end, I was just, I was happy because I had made an improvement, and I'm like, okay, now I'm feeling the car. And that made me feel really good and happy. So yeah, that was my experience. And I had a lot of fun doing it, by the way. We streamed, 2.5 hours? It was going to be a 1-hour stream originally, and it ended up being 2.5 hours. You did very well too.
Yeah, I improved my time. I mean, I didn't improve it as much as I wanted to, and I was like, I feel like you, like I haven't driven the GT3 cars ever since our season ended. I mean, we look at it retrospective, it wasn't really that long ago, but ever since our season ended, I've been driving nothing but Le Mans Ultimate, which is, requires you to take a different approach with the cars. Where, I mean, iRacing did improve the tire model, but with iRacing, and this is my biggest gripe with it, is the closer you get to the driving the limit of the cars, the more punishing it is. And like, you hear all the race car drivers and talk about, it's like, you always want to get to 100% of being able to drive the limit of the car. If you go 100.2, you're done. Whereas iRacing is like, you can get up to maybe 99%, 99.5, but the minute you hit 100, you're going to get punished.
Right.
Whereas with Le Mans Ultimate, to me at least, and this is just all subjective opinions, my own opinions, is where it actually rewards you more when you get closer and closer to the limit. Now, if you overdrive the car, it will punish you, like, it would punish you in real life, but I feel like it's a lot easier to get to the limit and stay on the limit. Whereas with iRacing, like, it takes a while, and then once you get to that limit, you're kind of SOL.
Right.
You're always spinning, and that's where. So it took me a little bit too. It took me a little bit while to get used to it, and it didn't take me as long as you. But then, like, I got so confident in how I was driving the car, I started to overdrive the car, and I just couldn't get the lap times in anymore. So I'm like, you know what? I need to stop. I need to get, I need to let it go for a little bit, and then, probably come back to it later. So yeah, but it was good. I enjoyed it, man. It was fun. Checking in on you, how you're doing, hearing your grunts, you hearing my grunts, and then chatting there, chatting away too.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot of fun, man. Yeah.
It was. And Tim, no, we are not top 30. When I left off, I'm sure this has changed now. I was 150th, tied for 150th. And Amir was like 118th, 113th?
I was 108.
108. Sorry, I'm robbing you spots.
I know.
Now, the qualifier is going to be the top 75, but you have to be verified that you're going. So we're putting the over-under at somewhere between like 120th and 150th. So I'd be like, if I'm lucky, I'm on the bubble right now. But we have until Monday. I almost fired it up again last night, but I got distracted with dinner and other entertainment. But I am going to probably fire it up tonight and give it a few more laps tonight. I have some laps to make up on you. And I think you and I are going to do another dual session like you're seeing here on Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I know, but did you notice something in the thumbnail?
You mean the size of things?
Or what size of things?
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get a larger thumbnail. It's hard to get. I can't really get a larger thumbnail. I see that the Amir purple helmet is a few inches taller than the blue
just making
sun
sure.
helmet. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, someone else pointed that out. I saw that, and I'm like, wait, you people have no idea, and you'll see it at Sim Expo. That's being very generous to me. That's still being very generous. That would imply that I am like 5'9", 5'10",
something like that. Yeah.
So thank you, Amir. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. I got to stroke your ego just a little bit.
No, I am not that tall. I'm standing on a block. All right. So, other than that, not a lot to report this week. Oh wait, what am I saying again?
Video?
Yeah. What am I? Man,
Yeah.
2 videos actually. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Well, good thing I'm here to, kind of help you out a little bit.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Amir's still sitting. Now, okay, yeah, if Amir is sitting, that just became about it right. Hold on.
Maybe I could do that for the next thumbnail, Greg. Or Joe, or Brian.
Yeah, exactly. Like what was that? There was a thing back in the day. I got stuck with Where's Waldo, but that wasn't it. Who's got it? And now that I'm bald, I think I almost look exactly like it was like the original meme
Okay.
From like the 80s or 90s, and it might have been affiliated with a band. See, I'm getting old. This like fragmented memories here. You guys, someone knows. Come on, someone's got me on this. All right.
Yeah.
You don't got it?
I don't got it. No.
It's not Where's Waldo, but it was something like that.
I mean, all I knew is Where's Waldo and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah, but it's all wrong.
know.
That's not it. Oh yeah, that back in the day thing. All right, I am standing up. That's right. So yeah, we had 2 videos. Number 1 was I'll go ahead and play it. Did any of you watch it? I'm gonna play it because at least I don't think I get a view if I watch it myself, huh? All right. So this was my
car drivers recently
Whoa, that's
entered a
loud
sim
for me.
racing event,
Is that loud for
and
you
they
all?
completely torched the whole thing.
Anyway,
And
we
now,
had talked
days
about
later,
this on the previous
iRacing finally
Pitstop.
responds, but you
And
gotta wonder,
iRacing
is it too
responded,
little, too
and then
late?
I kind of came out and was just like, hey, well, let's look at it from this perspective, because everybody else is really attacking
Last weekend's Spa
certain
24 should have been a
aspects
showcase,
of
a
what the
highlight
drivers
of
had
everything that sim
done
racing
and
can
bringing it attention, blah, blah. And I was sort of like, well, what about the fact that it took over a week for iRacing to respond, and what can we do about it in the future? More importantly than can we cast shame on those drivers or any of that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that one, Andrus. That's not the one I had in mind. Man, his name almost came to my head. Wilson? Was his name Wilson, funny enough?
Wilson, yep.
How many events this happens in and just gets ignored, though? Exactly. Driver 69. Yeah. That's exactly kind of what my point. I didn't say it in those words, but my point was, because I wasn't restricting it to just if it was pro drivers. Yeah. Mine was sort of like, this is the kind of thing that unfortunately happens. What can be done? And my biggest recommendation that we actually all brainstormed together on the pit stop that time was having a live protest button. That somewhere a red light goes off in the iRacing headquarters and one of their stewards comes and checks in on the room. And I don't think that's too much to ask for what we're paying for the online experience. And with it must come consequences. That if you call their staff to get off their chair and go log into the room and they find there is no weirdness going on, well, then maybe you get a violation. Kind of think about like the protest type thing in sports. Like you'll either get a penalty or lose your protest or whatever. So,
kind of like your red flag challenge in NFL football.
Exactly.
Where you get 3 if you use them up if but
you'll
if
lose a
it's true,
timeout.
you get it back.
Right? Don't you lose a timeout?
Yeah, you lose a timeout. Yeah, and if you're successful, then you get to keep your timeout. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, okay, but see,
Formula One.
Now Driver 69, that's a great thing because now let's talk about street ball, right? Because if you go down to the park, every street hoops area will have its own rules. And it'll have its own level of what they consider fouling and not. And if you go really too far over, you'll get run out of those kind of places. And if you don't step up to that level, you're going to get, stomped too, because they do tend to be, they're not, but they are. I mean, I used to play a lot of club soccer, but I also used to play a lot of pickup soccer. And the same thing. It's like you call your own fouls, and it's like, well, if you're out there being too sensitive for that particular group, they're just going to mock you and laugh at you. And at the same time, if you go into a group and you come in and you're doing vicious slide tackles from behind no ball, they're going to throw you off their field. Because it's true democracy, live democracy, no voting. It's just mob rules democracy. But I think that's kind of fair. I think when we're in an online racing environment, I think that's actually fair. And maybe this is something that we didn't talk about. Maybe another idea. Well, maybe if somebody is doing some crazy stuff, that the group should, I think everyone's a little afraid to say certain things because you'll be so quick to be in violation yourself. But maybe calling out the action if it's blatant. Maybe on that spa race, everybody should have been on the mic saying, "Get off the track. What are you doing? Get off the track. What are you doing?" Not, no swear words, no, but I think that people probably are gun shy because the rules are against that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm just saying, like, when we did Daytona, like, there was a lot of chatter in the chat for people doing stupid things, like, to the point where, again, people are putting bounties on other people's cars. I think for me, like, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, there should be a live stewarding or live protest button where people can submit a protest. And let's say, and I'm just using examples here, like say the team that was protested against, they were found in violation. That should be for a special event. I'm just speaking just for special events. That should be at least a minimum 30-day, ban from using iRacing. Second offense, 60 days. Third offense, you're banned completely. And again, it's going to depend on depend on the severity of what people are doing. But I just make it painful enough to where people are going to think twice about what they're doing. And then the same thing in the veins of if you're gonna, if your protest was found to be false, there should be some sort of thing going on too, where and for both parties, you could either Dr. SR, Dr. IR, or something like that, to where people kind of have to think before they submit a protest, or the people are going to attempt to do something stupid, they're going to think twice before they do that.
Yeah. Brian, you're right. Me talking about street ball is like fishing. I know that's why I switched to soccer, because I started with street ball because I thought it'd be more relatable to everybody. But then I actually, in my mind, I'm like, well, you're brutalizing this because you don't even know the right words. Yeah. But soccer's no different. So yeah, it's pickup game. It's pickup game logic in any sport or activity, really. So
the other thing is, iRacing needs to put out statistics. Don't put people's names, or at least put out statistics. Hey, we gave X amount of drivers, this kind of ban. We gave this amount of drivers this kind of ban. We gave these drivers these kind of ban. To kind of hey, here's to show that iRacing is actually putting effort into policing driving. But
I don't think it'd be bad to have a violation list that's public.
Yeah.
And they don't have to put it front page, but it'd be nice if it was okay, I want to see this month who got violations. Who got violated?
Violated. Whoa.
Touch me on the bear. Show me on the bear.
I mean, because the other thing, who was it mentioned? Cal mentioned that there should be live stewards, but I mean, Cal, you got to think about it. When you're doing the special events, you've got mostly 4 time slots going on. They overlap, and you're gonna have 30 to 40 splits going on. So for each split, let's say you're gonna have 2 to 3 stewards. It'd be really hard to have that huge amount of stewards to steward something. But if you have a team of let's say 6 people, they can jump in and out of sessions and see what's going on, watch the replay, see what happened, and then give the person that whatever they deserve.
I honestly, my whole point, and I think Driver 69's point also, is looking for answers that are for everyone all the time, instead of restricting it to just top split of the big rooms. And so, because just on a Tuesday night race, quite honestly, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff go on.
Yeah.
And I know we have the protest ability, but sometimes, I guess on a nightly series, it's only a 30-minute race. So by the time you hit live protest, and it would probably take 1 or 2 or 3 drivers hitting it for it to turn on the red light, let's call it, right? So when I mention red light, that's the light going on in the steward's office at iRacing, which should have someone then press a button and immediately put them into that room.
Yeah.
Now, they can't hit rewind because they weren't in the room previously, right?
I mean, I think iRacing, I think they save all, that's how they save all the replays. That's how they're able to review all the protests.
Don't you have to send them the replay?
I don't know. I've never filed a protest, to be honest. But I don't see a reason why, if they're on their servers, why the server session couldn't save a replay.
Well, even then, on a 30-minute race, it's hard for all that process to come in and have them see something so bad that they're going to, pull a car in on the track.
Yeah.
So it might have a limitation on the race length. Otherwise, put it back to just the normal protest, thing. Which I don't think enough people protest, by the way. If this goes on to the point, okay, so if this is going on to the point that it's such an annoyance, which I'm right here to tell you, it is an annoyance, right? But I've never filed a protest, and I've seen some pretty shady stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. Andrew said he doesn't mind if it's done inside and not publicly in terms of like labeling the drivers. I thought I misinterpreted that. I thought when I first meant self-policing, like it's time we start shaming the drivers in the rooms.
Yeah.
AI could possibly. I mean, right now the AI is what's doing the safety rating, right? To an extent. So they could, and that's something that I think they need to improve. Also, I think the equal fault safety rating isn't necessarily my favorite system in the world. So maybe having an AI system that can kind of do a little bit of subjective, maybe it could be 60-40. Hey, insurance companies do it, so it's not, they'll never have to do all. Well, they might save, the replay files aren't that big, and they might even have some way because it's their system of storing less, because they have the game end. Maybe they just need positional stuff or something. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Well,
But and it can be
that's the other thing is, like,
overwriting.
you don't need to. Yeah, exactly. Let's say you can overwrite the replays. Like, all right, let's say you've got 3 days to file a protest. If you don't file it, those replays are getting erased and replaced with new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About cab, I totally get it. So let me ask you, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. My question to you then becomes, what's the alternative? What's the best alternative to that?
So I'll respond to about cab, and
I didn't say what
because this is
question.
no, yeah, no, he's questioning, like, he doesn't race iRacing anymore, and again, that's, I'm not here to dog you, or I'm not gonna say anything, but I hear it from a lot of people saying people don't race iRacing because the racing is crap. And me and Sean were actually talking about this the other day, and we were talking about it in Discord. Like, I'm gonna take LMU because LMU is a pretty good example of hosted races that are free. I can tell you right now, and over the weekend I did two races at Monza, and I qualified pretty well. I qualified top 10, but because previous races, the amount of issues. I want to say issues. The amount of crashes that were happening, I'm like, you know what? I'll qualify, but I'm going to start from the pits. So usually I start 25th on the grid, depending on how many people are on this thing. So I usually start in the back. I tell you, 2 races at Monza, I finished in 5th place, starting 25th. And I legitimately, in both races, passed 2 or 3 cars. Legitimate passes. Everything else was caused because of chaos that happened up front. I never see that in iRacing, that bad in iRacing. Yeah, you end up with crappy people in iRacing, but nowhere to that degree. And I think the payment system kind of keeps a lot of those people away. Whereas if you're in a free hosted lobby, I mean, it just, anybody can come in that has 0 experience in sim racing. They've came in from Need for Speed or the arcade racer games, and think that they can apply those same racing logic into a sim. Yeah.
I think that helps for sure.
Yeah.
Andres, I totally own that. I remember when you sent me that clip. I remember that conversation vividly. I think that's my point, is that maybe, and that's what I'm questioning, and this is true for myself as much as everybody else. I'm not saying everybody else. I'm saying collectively because I think that I don't know how many protests they get. But I don't hear that many people screaming protests. I'm going to protest you during road racing. I think in oval it does happen more often, though, by the way. I think they're a little bit more hot-tempered in the oval side of things. But no, maybe it is time that I change my policy and get down to making protests, because the amount of times I've been dumped on turn one in, you guys know I love the Miata, and just been royally dumped, and it's like, well, that sucks. So much for that. And yeah. But you can't have this conversation without coming back to something that has not plagued in a bad. Real racing has dealt with this as well. Like, how many things, like, if it cannot be perceived as blatant,
Right.
then everything else is a racing situation. Right? So okay, my complaint, I've been dumped turn one. What does that mean? Maybe I'm on the inside, I'm braking, and someone just smashes me. I can't say that they did it deliberate. Right? And if it wasn't deliberate, then it was an accident.
Yeah.
And because that's the nature of what we're so. It's such a tough call. It really is. I mean, in this video we're talking about, it was so over the top that it opens up this discussion and makes it very realistic. But I think it's a really hard line to determine.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll bring up another good point, and I'll be one of the first people to raise my hand. Like, how many people have actually taken the time to, an incident happens in a racing, regardless of whatever sim you're in. I know, Sean, you and me, we're both guilty of this, and something happens to us in the race, and we immediately start fuming and blaming the other person. Like, that person is crap, that person, turned into me or whatever. But how many people actually take the time to self-reflect and see what they could have done differently? Like, maybe they're the ones that kind of instigated that issue. Like, maybe they didn't necessarily, didn't necessarily do anything wrong, but because of the situation they put themselves in is what caused that accident to happen. Because I don't think a lot of these accidents that happen are malicious, by malicious people. Like, in regards to that one team, yes, 100% malicious activity. But I'd say maybe 98% of the incidents that happen in sim racings isn't malicious. It just, either person wasn't paying attention, or they didn't think you were going to do something different, or you did something different than what they thought you were going to do. And these issues happen. I think a lot of that happens too because you're racing against a lot of strangers. Like, you don't know their driving habits, you don't know their styles, and that's why normally a lot of league racing is a lot cleaner, because you're racing against these guys week in and week out. You know their driving habits, you know their driving style. So, if we're saying that, hey, I know Sean, he takes Parabolica very, very tight. All right, I know my biggest way of getting past him is going to be on the inside. But if I try to take it tight like him and try to dive bomb him, we're both going to get taken out of the race, because he's trying, even though I'm faster, but he's going to continue doing what he's doing. But now I'm the one that put myself in that situation to where I could cause an accident.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too. Like, I think a lot of people need to self-reflect on the instance. Go back, watch it, or go up, walk away for a little bit, calm down, and come back and watch and see maybe you are the one that did something different also that caused that incident to happen.
Yeah. I have, I think you've all seen me do it during league races where I had an incident. I thought it was somebody else's fault. I watched the replay, and there have been many a time actually where I found that, hey, it was a racing incident, right? No malicious intent, but B, that in fact I was the one at fault. I had chopped them or taken up the line or drifted off my normal line, or and that is a great reason for league racing. I mean, like, you guys know, like, my thing with James Dowling. It's like, wow, if I get behind James Dowling, I'm screwed. Why? Because he's really good at blocking. So he puts me in a position where I'm either going to have to just be super patient waiting for him to make a mistake, which is rare, or I'm going to have to start getting pushy, which isn't cool. And solely with diving from 4 cars back, yeah, it happens, but you don't know, because, like, let's say that was their first time racing in that, at that track, in that car, that, whatever, but, like, oh, I just totally missed my braking mark. Like, I just didn't realize people were going to start braking already, because I've done 100 practice laps. I know my braking spot. I know we're on cold tires. I know we're, like, not at speed even, because we just started, but still, everyone broke early, and part of it was the accordion effect, part of it was just people being conservative, but I was just ready to be at full 10/10 the minute it went green, and that, so I'm not excusing it, I'm just saying, wow, things happen, it's not always super clear. I know I'm going back and forth, and I'm actually doing that on purpose here. And that is because I don't think it's that cut and dry. I don't think it's that easy. Even getting to the 4x, like, equal, penalty. Yeah, but, like, if they make it the other way, wouldn't you one day get a 4x and you're like, and the other guy got a 2x, and you're like, man, they got it wrong, and I just lost an extra 2x versus the guy who actually was the cause.
I mean, it can be a little harsh, and I mean, I don't know, like, I really don't know of, like, a better way for, I mean, I'm not a smart guy when it comes to programming or any of that stuff. Like, there should be a way to detect, hey, if I'm the guy that's ahead and I brake and the guy hits me from behind because he decided he wanted to do a dive bomb or just wasn't paying attention to the braking zone, there should be a way to calculate, like, maybe, okay, the person behind me gets 4x, but then, or I get maybe a 1x or a 2x, or, some sort of point sharing system, like you said earlier, Sean. I don't know if the Sims are capable of doing that yet. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Christian, what's your alternative for online racing with humans? Is LMU there? I mean, like,
I'd say the penalty system in LMU is way harsher than iRacing.
No, I meant not penalty, but I mean as far as like online multiplayer.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, like, right now I can go on iRacing right now. It's Friday morning, and race in any discipline I want and find a crowd, except for maybe trucks and rallycross. Won't have anybody there, which is very unfortunate. All right. Let's see. Any more on that, or should we move on?
I think we're good. I don't know, unless people have other points to bring up. Yeah. But then you had a second video.
Yeah, I had another video. So 2 days ago, the Conspit CPP Evo 3.
If you're a man who makes at least
Whoa,
150K a year and you feel
hold
self-conscious
on,
about your gut sticking
Mute
out,
him at least. I am self-conscious about my gut sticking out. I need to get to the gym. Anyway, the Conspit CPP Evo 3 because it's 3-pedal. They do make a 2-pedal, so there is an Evo 2 pedal set, which very interesting. I'd say they're very comparable to some others, but this is actually a real hydraulic pedal. So it's a true hydraulic pedal in that it's measuring. So if we were to compare them to like the Sim Magic alternative, where the hydraulics are giving you the feeling, which I'm not 100% sure. I probably should do a head-to-head. I'm not 100% sure. Like, if you get the feeling, that's most of what I'm trying to get. I never really had a real complaint about a load cell's reading ability. So I don't think, but this is a true hydraulic in terms it is measuring pressure. You are getting the true hysteresis or whatever effect, really cool pedals. Really easy to, you didn't need tools to make adjustments for the most part. Yeah, checked all the boxes. Built-in haptics, not as strong as the SimMagic haptic reactors, but considering they're built-in and just turn it on and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They're good pedals. $849, which I think for a 3-pedal set of this caliber is actually very reasonable. I mean, when I think of most hydraulic pedal sets, you're usually over $1,000.
Yeah, I mean they look great to me. Like, I like how sleek they are. Their design, I mean, the design looks really really nice. I didn't try their hydraulics at the last expo. I tried their load cells. Their load cells were great. Were a great set of pedals. So I'm curious. Like, I'd really like to try these out too, man. But I'm surprised that they're in gold and not purple.
And not purple. Well, it's because the
Yeah.
lights. The lights are the ones in purple.
Okay.
So I think they actually might have released the lights first. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah.
But true hysterics, laughable claim. Yeah, Andrus, you brake earlier and lighter. Are you a brake checker? No, that is exactly my point. It's like,
Yeah.
it is so hard to really point a finger in racing. You know, I know even on TV sometimes it looks really bad and it's like, oh my God, how could he have done it? And it's like, but think about it from inside his cockpit, what was going on. It's not always that clear. Sometimes it's just like, wow, I brake earlier and lighter and carry a little more speed. They push threshold further. Everybody has a different way of, you know, like if we were to do a trace of the map outline of two drivers who have identical lap times, that doesn't mean they're identical at every spot of the track.
Yeah.
And you might find one takes it a lot deeper into braking and actually gets to a lower corner speed even, and then gets on the gas like a bat out of the hell. You might find another driver who brakes just a little bit less, carries a little bit more corner speed, and then gets on the gas. So and then the end, 13 corners later, they have the identical brake time. But that if you were to put them as ghost cars, that they would in fact run into each other, you know, under braking in particular.
Yeah, I mean, and this is kind of like me putting my steward hat on. Like, whenever we do steward reviews for our league races, the first thing we do, like, if somebody, you know, if we think somebody was brake checking or during the race, the first thing that we do is we go back and look at their previous laps. Like, were they braking in the same spot every single lap, you know, at the same corner, you know, all the same time? Like, yeah, like, there are people that brake very differently, and it depends on their skill level too. Like, there are some people that are not comfortable, you know, taking the corner, you know, at the speed, you know, that, for example, you know, like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a great sim racer, but they're not comfortable taking the speeds that I take the corners at. So they got to, you know, they want to make sure that they're being able to go through it safely. So they're going to brake earlier, or maybe they just don't have the ability to brake that hard on their brakes, so they have to brake earlier too. So so that's something too. Like, as if you're an incident, like, for something like that, like, go back and look at their previous laps. Were they doing the same exact thing? If they were, then they're not really a brake checker. That's just how they brake. But now if they did that, you know, because you were trying to pass them and they brake checked you like that, and they weren't doing it previously, then yeah, okay, you can call them a brake checker.
Yeah.
I think that just, you have to analyze before people start calling other people out on things. Like, analyze how the incident happened before you start pointing the finger or pointing the blame at somebody else.
Yeah. Olash, that's valid too. And honestly, I can be accused of that too. Not that I take that to be a problem in the race. You know, because I like to think that I have some pretty good racecraft as far as in a group, right? But I am guilty of over practicing and under racing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that gets you in the, you know, like, it's a different driving line, it's a different braking line, it's a different, you know, everything's different in a race than it is when you're just out there trying to get the best lap. And, you know, unfortunately, I get this weird thing for me. I don't know how it is for all of you, but I'm looking at my lap times in comparison to others, and if I don't feel I'm at a certain pace, then I'm not race ready. And then it's like all of a sudden it becomes this perfection game, and then next week has already changed over, and I haven't even done a race yet. But, man, I already turned 127 laps, and my lap times are awesome, but I just didn't take advantage of it and get in a race.
Yeah.
That's true,
I'm good
Caitlin.
to, oh, yeah. About Cab just asked, like, how come we've never talked about pedals like Simpson or Simjack? Why we've never given them a review, or because their prices are attractive? Like, we just never been offered. They've never hit us up.
I'm
Maybe
in
we should hit them up.
communication
I
with
don't know.
Simson right now, actually.
Oh, there you go.
And
There you go.
I think very soon they're going to be on the way. I actually had to tell. I've been slowing down things because I've been backed up, and I'm now getting cleared up on my list finally. So but yeah, Simpson, I'm in communication with, so you'll be able to see them on the show fairly soon. And what was the other one?
Simjack.
Simjack. I haven't reached out to them, but we can.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Yeah, it's about time. It's about time. All right.
Anyways, so I guess, like, what we got sidebarred again. What is your overall impression of these pedals? Like, are they must-have pedals, regardless of, you know, if you already have like a really good set of load cell pedals or really good set of hydraulic pedals, should you change to these, or, you know, if wait till the others break, or if you have crappy pedals, then you should be getting these pedals? What do you think?
If you have crappy pedals, the next thing you should do is buy a new set of pedals, and I'm not saying those need to be your next set of pedals. I just think of how many. Maybe this is a little quick show that we should do. Maybe we need to make our like little videos like PSAs, public service announcement.
Yeah.
If you just spent $800 on a direct drive wheel and you're still on a spring set of potentiometer pedal set, you made a big mistake. All right, so that's my PSA number one. No, if you know, here's my real take on pedals. I am a really, really, really fan of having a hydraulic pedal set. And I have been super duper happy with both of the hydraulic pedals of the SimMagic P1000, P2000. On an extreme end, I have used the Ricmotech pedals, which is, you know, like a Willwood, real life racing Willwood set turned into sim racing pedals.
Right.
I've used these, and they're really all awesome because they just feel like a real brake pedal to me. With that said, if you do not like pulling out tools every once in a while, if you don't like having to do some work on your equipment every once in a while, then I would not get any set of hydraulic pedals across the board. They are not going to be as maintenance free as a load cell pedal set, and there are some fantastic load cell pedal sets. My only gripe would be that pedal is pushing your foot back like a throttle pedal, not as massively,
Right.
but it is spring loaded versus the Hysteris, or whatever word I can't say, versus Hysteris. I'll put my disclaimer up there.
There you
go. So
Sean,
yeah.
now pronounce it.
Yeah, I just that you just can't get around that fact. Brake fluid, fluids, seals. After a certain amount of cycles, you are probably going to get a little bit of a leak.
Yeah.
And so, as much as I might prefer the hydraulic pedal, A, I replace my gear very often, as you all know. B, I don't mind doing the work, so as long as the parts are available. Like the HPP hydraulic brake was awesome. That company went out of business. You can't get the seals for those brake parts now.
Right.
And so that's unfortunate. And yeah, with a load cell, I think a good load cell pedal set is almost a lifetime lasting purchase for the most part.
Yeah.
especially if it's using like bearings for the pivot points and other things that prevent fatigue over time.
Yeah.
So I love them, but it's really hard for me to go pushing anyone into it unless they have exactly the mentality I have. I think the performance is better, but it does come with that as a sacrifice. And if you're not willing to do that, which means you have two options, either in 2 or 3 years, you might have to replace some seals and the fluids. Or your other option is to throw them away and buy another set of pedals. If you have the means, that's a great scenario. I don't think if I got 3 years out of a good set of pedals and I'm wealthy and this is my number one sim, I have no problem buying another set of pedals 3 years later. So I might just throw them away. But again, $1,000. How often do you want to do that? How often do you want to have to work on your pedals? You know, What are your thoughts?
I mean, I bring that up because like I was replying back to a bunch of comments on YouTube today on the reviews and stuff. You know, people asking, hey, I have I have a set of P2000 pedals. Should I replace them with these pedals? Or I've got these pedals, should I replace them with these pedals? Or I have this wheelbase, should I replace it with this wheelbase? I mean, really, for me, like, I agree with everything you said, but to me, it also comes down to, have you reached the maximum potential of the pedals that you already have? And there's more that you can get out of pedals. Because, I mean, there are some really, really good load cell pedals out there, like also IMSIM or Simtrex, Huskenfeld. I mean, they, like, I'm just mentioning just names out here. Like, they make a really, really good sets of pedals.
Yep.
That are load cell, and they're going to be just as good as hydraulic pedals.
Yep.
So why would, like, just because they're should you upgrade just because they're hydraulic? Or if you have hydraulic pedals, should you even upgrade to the Moza Active Booster or the Cube Active pedals just because they're active pedals? Like, if you're not reaching those full potential of those pedals, then why are you going to spend your money, waste your money on a set of pedals that you're not even going to be able to use them to the max potential because you couldn't do it on the other set of pedals?
Right. You know, it's hard to grasp this concept. I love using golf and bicycling as a parallel hobby. But we're so lucky at this point because if you're talking about wheels, pedals, shifters, you at this point have an abundance of variety to choose from. And so I'm just going to say this to everybody out there. If you have at least a medium level or up equipment of any kind, your return on investment on any kind of an upgrade is going to be so minimal. So I mean, like, to those on like an R5, let's use the R5 kit from Moza as an example. The pedals are not up to par. That bass, even though it's only 5 Newton meters, isn't super strong, but you're not losing any races. You're not losing much time, if any, on the track. It is the pedals. So, and then even if you did the pedal upgrade, if you didn't have the money, I'm not even going to tell you need to upgrade the R5. Now, again, if this is your number one hobby and you love this more than anything and it brings you great joy getting in your rig every time you race, sure, I'm not going to hold anyone back from making those upgrades. But just like in golf, if you went and bought whatever you went, I don't even know the guy. I know I have Callaway. Sorry, everyone's gonna hate on me for that. I don't even know the other brand. No, but if you went in and you were like, I'm gonna buy a set of Clevelands, right? And so you bought a set of Cleveland irons, and it's like, hey, they're awesome. But then you read a review, and it's like, oh, these Ping Zings are so good. Well, I mean, you're not going to improve your golf game by going and buying a different brand of high-level clubs. They're just not going to be that much superior. Same thing on bicycles. It's like, well, big deal. You're on a Trek and he's on a Colnago. It's like, that Trek has the same engineering. It is made in the same way. I mean, depending on the level, they're probably both made in the giant factory, even at a Colnago, until you're at the handmade Italian ones. The difference is just really brand loyalty, the latest, greatest color and scheme. A lot of it on things that are more public than sim racing.
Yeah.
It's about everyone else seeing that you have this year's model.
Yep.
Right? I mean, even like cars, it's like they don't do a single change of the car, but they might change the colors it's available in. So that super dark red was only available in the 2025 model.
Right.
So I know that's a brand new one because they didn't make that color. So I think a lot of it is that on things like bicycling and golf and stuff like that. In sim racing, we're in our own little caves. No one knows your gear unless you're sharing it. But yeah, I don't think most people need the upgrades they're doing. They're doing it to make them happy. And I am not going to take away from people's ability to just be happy.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't mean to come off that way as like, if you have this, don't buy it. Like, but yeah, if you got money that's, just laying around doing nothing, buy whatever you want. Like, nobody's gonna stop you. I was talking more in terms of like being able to gain performance gains in sim racing. It's kind of like, you kind of bring up like, if you have a guy that has, a turbo, has a turbo 6-cylinder Mustang, and now he's like, that barely knows how to drive it, but he's like, oh man, now I really want that Mustang, dark horse, the big roaring V8. Well, what purpose is it going to serve other than just to brag what you have? Because if you can't drive the, that Turbo 6 Mustang, what makes you think you'll be able to drive that V8 Mustang?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure, like, if you went head to head on a track, that guy in the Turbo Mustangs might still be able to beat you in that Dark Horse Mustang. So,
right.
That's where I'm like, yeah, you got to reach your limitations first. If you're, I mean, this is like caveat. If your money is a thing for you, like, make sure you reach limitations of your gear before you buy something new.
Yep. Yeah. I honestly, until I started doing this, I was always on the really, really broke. Like, sim racing was my big hobby, but it wasn't something that I could allocate a lot. I had a few different hobbies. So even though I spent a lot of time doing sim racing, I didn't have a lot of money to allocate towards it.
Right.
And so I totally understand and that's why as a reviewer it is difficult, because I'm like, I assume a certain percentage of our people are very new to sim racing. And the last thing in the world I want them to do is think that this is a sport or a hobby that you have to spend $10,000 to have a good kit. And because you really just don't. And it's really just about enjoying it more than anything else. But again, if you don't, if you're in college, if you're in high school, chances are you don't have the money to go buy a $800 wheelbase and a $600 wheel rim and a $800 pedal set. Oh yeah, and you need a computer. So you only buy gear when an old one breaks. For the most part, that's where we all should be at. But I get it. I mean, like, I have a motorcycle. That's my other hobby. And it's starting to get a little older. Not old, but I mean, now, there's like 3 or 4 years put out of my bike that was pretty much the same bike, right?
Yeah.
But now the new one is like totally different, totally badass, and it's like, oh, great. So when I'm pull up to somewhere and some dude pulls up on one of those, I'm gonna be in shame on my old beater bike, right?
Right.
No, I am not really. I don't have the money to go get in a new bike, and the new bike is badass as it is. It's too tall for me, so I can't ride it. But yeah, I think that if you have good gear, you ride it till it dies. If your wife or your mom or someone's trying to buy you a gift, sure, you can replace my pedal set.
Yeah.
It's so true, Joa. You gotta be right on that line.
Yeah.
It's right on that line. If you have crap gear, everyone's clowning you. And then the minute you're like, oh, look at me, and I built a full sim, and I got this, and then they're like, oh, Mr. Rich, huh? It's like, I don't know, or I'm just poor and dedicated.
Right.
All right, so in case you missed the takeaway. I don't care how much money you have in the bank. I don't care how poor you are. You're missing out. You should be spending at least $1,200 on your pedal set, or you suck. And and if you need, we have the new Simpit credit card. It goes with the Simpit cryptocurrency though, and we have very reasonable interest rates, like 23.6. I mean, totally normal. And yeah, if you'd like to buy a new set of pedals, I can totally hook you up. $1,200 limit.
And for a short time only, we offer buyer's remorse counseling. Just dial 1-800-999-SHAME.
Comes free with any purchase over $1,500, by the way.
This deal is only good for the next 48 hours.
All right. Enough. Simpit coin, it's coming. I would never do that.
No.
I'll buy crypto coins, but I'm not going to start a fake crypto coin. Any person who starts a coin, I don't care who they are, no offense to anybody out there, but it's fake. I mean, crypto coin, I shouldn't go down this road. Crypto coin is questionable to begin with. I own a lot of it, not a lot. For me, I own a lot of it. But it's BS for the most part. However, like the top 10 mainstream ones, in theory, there's use and there's so much money back. But everyone, all the other ones after that, everything that's a meme coin and down, you really got to think about what you're buying. You really do. Like, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I owned like 10 million Shiba Inu at one point. So, anyway, all right, done with crypto. No, we will not be doing a Simpit coin. That's the point. If you want it, go buy Haktua. She needs it.
Oof.
Oh, Andres! Dude, it's so funny you say that. It is so, and I need to start, when I acknowledge chat, I need to say it out loud so that people who aren't reading chat know. Andres says, Sean's performance has convinced him that he doesn't need expensive stuff that he reviews. Literally yesterday, at that 1 hour mark, when I'm like, I suck so bad, I was like, I'm about to do the review on the AccuForce wheel. How am I going to have any credibility whatsoever on this wheel when I suck this bad, and here's the video of me using it? It's very funny you say that, Andres. Very, very funny.
It's because you're a reviewer, not a sim racer.
Yeah, well, we're getting the sim racer part back, so look out. Look out. All right. I'm going to move on. Any other thoughts? Can we move on? Anyone?
Let's do it, man.
Anyone putting the brakes on this? We need to come back to Sean Sucks, iRacing, or Conspit Pedals, or any of that, the above crypto. Any of it? 10, 9. What is our delay? I don't know. Always blame
I don't
the
know.
equipment.
We got a huge delay.
Can you imagine if I tried to blame my equipment? I'd be so much better if it wasn't for this G-damn motion sim. All right.
Yeah, I don't think that would go down well.
No. I wish I would really be a lot better if it wasn't for this
They'd be like,
M-booster brake pedal I run.
They'd be like, no, you just suck.
You just suck. I was getting some really good feedback on that Porsche from the M-booster brake.
Mm-hmm.
So it was giving me, like, it was like, if I'm not getting a little bit of kick, then I'm not even close to the brake pressure I need. And it was like, and it took me a while to realize that, by the way, because I have it set pretty heavy. And so I was pressing pretty good, but it was like, I started realizing I need to press until I'm getting a little bit of rumble out of this pedal. So, you guys have me this close to just growing it out and just doing a swirl comb over. And we can do like the Kingpin Bill Murray thing. This would be my hair on a windy day. All right. I got wigs, man. I got wigs. I got more wigs on the way. All right. Moving on. iRacing. Not a lot of news out of iRacing this week, but they have a launch announcement date for NASCAR 25. NASCAR 25 launch day announcement. The virtual engines fire on October 14th. Oh, you know what's cool?
What's that?
What's cool is I can now do full screen on video.
Ooh.
Oh, the standing desk is paying off. All right. So there you go.
Yeah,
Blame
driver's
it on
design only if it's a Simpit licensed wig. Then does it become a sim racing equipment? It has to be Simpit licensed.
You know, I didn't even put two and two together. I sucked.
What?
I sucked until Wrecky Cole came to save the day.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, you disappeared for a while.
Yep. Yep. And then we had a fill-in driver, my persona. All right. So NASCAR 25. Anyone? Any thoughts on that? Anyone? Pit. Simpit wig coin.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's cool that they're coming out with, with NASCAR. iRacing is. I mean, ever since they took over from MSG Games. I
That's
don't know. I'm
monosodium
just cautious.
glutamate, for anybody who doesn't know.
I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I mean, I'm sure iRacing will do a decent job with it. You know, because this is going to be on consoles and everything else. This is going to be on consoles too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, to me, like any racing title that comes out is a good thing, as long as it's good. So yeah.
My brother's my official console tester. I'll buy it for him.
There you go.
And I'll hand it to him, and he'll be like, "What's this?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I got a wheel for you and everything." He's like, "I don't want to."
Yeah.
My brother used to.
Yeah.
My brother used to sim race, like '98, and like we did league racing in NASCAR 2003 all the time.
Okay.
And then he just quit one day. My brother used to be a racing fan too, and then he quit.
Yeah.
Just racing, done, over. I've been to 100 races since then. My brother's not joined me for one. Very weird, isn't it?
Yeah. That is weird. Like, did he just quit cold turkey? Like, just
Cold turkey, light switch.
like, why? Did he say why?
He was done. Yeah, that's my brother, man. He'll do something, and when he's done, he's done.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I can't imagine, like, as much as people love to hate on Formula One the last decade or so, I still watch it. I still try to watch it as much as I can. Like, I mean, I don't think we've ever had an era, like how Mercedes dominated, Red Bull dominated. But I could never imagine just like not watching it anymore. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe you just grew out of it. Yeah. I mean, like, I used to watch as
David
when I was way
Payne.
younger.
No, that wasn't it. That came before that. But that's funny.
I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing. Like, I used to be a huge wrestling fan back in the day when I was a kid, teenager, and then just all of a sudden I just stopped.
I used to be an avid golfer. I used to play golf 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And now I have no desire to go play golf whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens.
I mean, golf takes a lot of effort though, and you're gone for a long time. Like, it's not just like a quick pickup game or something like that. You're out there.
If executive 9-hole courses existed more
Yeah.
plentifully, I would actually still play golf probably.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Like, you got to do 18 holes. You're gonna
Yep.
spend 3 to 4 hours out on the course.
I don't want to go just
yeah.
play pitch and putt like a par 3. I don't like those.
Right.
And I don't want to go play 18 holes of real golf. So for
Right.
those who don't, yeah, an executive is like basically a half of it's a little shorter than it. They won't have as many par 5s. They'll have like 3s and 4s for the most part. Frisbee golf. Yes, Frisbee golf. So I would like to start getting back to frisbee golf, and I haven't checked out. There's a few courses around here. I know Christian Clark's going to tune out. Christian, when I say frisbee golf, I really mean skate park. I'm going to go to the skate park, and I'm going to throw some loops. That's my skate park terminology. Putt golf? You mean like mini golf?
Yeah.
I went on a binge of VR games a while back, trying to find just something that was enjoyable to play in VR. And anyone feel free to give me suggestions, because unfortunately I think VR games suck. VR is awesome. VR games suck. Mini golf was the best thing I could find. What do you got?
I'm trying to remember the name of. There's a game, a VR game, almost like in the same kind of like Beat Saber, but you play like the drummer of a Viking boat, and you've got a drum
Like
to the
for
to the
the
instance of
rowing
rock music.
cadence.
Yeah, but it's rock music, and you've got a drum in accordance to the rock music. So the more you hit the notes, the faster the boat goes. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's a pretty good. I really like that VR game.
Right.
We already know you can't do Black Mesa or what is it? Half-Life, because you're gonna break your leg.
Well, and I've already played that enough, so my VR is collecting dust. You know, I did that last binge, and I bought some games, and I was like, this sucks. Okay, the mini golf's okay.
Right.
Played that for a little while, then shelved it.
Okay.
Andrew, so I golfed with a handful of different people. Two of my buddies who I used to golf with, I believe, still golf. My uncle was another. He passed away. My brother was the other, and he doesn't golf either.
That's what it was. Ragnarok. That's a good VR title.
That's my brother's nickname.
Ragnarok?
No, actually, I got it wrong. He's Regnar.
Ragnarok.
Gerg Regnar. That's my brother's gaming name, Gerg Regnar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're the Viking. He's like, no, that's not what it is. I'm like, well, it's what it sounds like. It took this long till I got to frisbee golf.
Yeah.
You guys want to see my discs? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Now
I gotta steer us back to the sim racing portion.
Here we go.
Let's go back to sim racing.
This is kind of interesting. So this is the way things are now. 10 years ago this wouldn't have happened like this, but this is the way it is. So the PS4 lobbies went down for Assetto Corsa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it created an online stir of everyone saying that they've shelved the game already, and that's it. Anyway, the servers just went down, but it was so run with and all over the place that it required them to make an out. No, we're not doing this. We're gonna get it all sorted out. And so anyway, it is. I believe it is back up and running now, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, but that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think with the huge flurry of, and it's really the crew that started this, where, developers come out with games that have multiplayer capability or always online, and then they decide, this game costs too much for us to continue operating. We're just going to shut it down, and now rendering the game unusable. And that kind of gave the birth to the whole stop killing games movement. I kind of I don't know if that's because people are already on the edge with, the stop killing games movement and everything. We're like, oh my god, we can't get to the servers. This game is shut down. Grab the pitchforks. Let's riot. In Callum terms, we're gonna riot. Grab the pitchforks. Bring the tiki torches. We're gonna go out. Just hold on, wait for the people to say something, and then
give it a day. Go. Yeah. Hey, turn it off. Go for a walk in the park.
Right.
I like if you're that stressed, you probably need to just, again, I love that. Just go touch grass. It's time for you to put the phone down. Time for you to put the computer down. It's time for you to go outside, get real oxygen, real vitamin D via the sun, and touch nature. Go hug a tree. And I don't mean that in a political way, but you need to remind yourself that you're on planet Earth. You're not in the Matrix. Um,
Not yet.
on the
Or that we know
golf,
of.
I stopped playing golf, by the way, because it was when I started go-kart racing. And golf just, like, weekends are on, golf went away like that. And my brother, so when I got into go-kart racing, my brother bought a go-kart just to go to the track with me, so when I go to practice, he could bring a cart. And so he had a Rotax 125, and I had a shifter. But yeah, I would race on the weekend. Well, when I wasn't racing, he'd go with. Well, he'd come with when I was racing too. He's like my
Right.
buddy. But yeah, that was the end of golf for me. Actually, it might have been for him too. But it was like just sort of like, I think we'd run our course. We spent too much money playing golf. And then at some point it was
is
like,
a little pricey.
it's expensive. And the other is my brother worked in a golf shop. He was a manager of a golf shop. And I think he got out of doing that. So it was sort of like, the whole thing had run its course. So, all right, moving on. Le Mans Ultimate. I'm going to hand it over to you, Amir, to talk about this. But
What am I going to talk about?
Le Mans Ultimate, we're proud to unveil our brand new cover art
Yeah.
to celebrate the launch of version 1.0. Now featuring, and again, it's hard to emphasize the importance of these moments. So 1.0, whether you're talking hardware or software, but in coding and in design world, 1.0 is the moment that you're like, look, this is the real deal. Right? I mean, yes, there'll be updates, sure. But at 1.0 is when we're putting our name on it, right?
Right.
We're calling it ready. We're moving the label of early access. Anybody who bought it, there's no more buyer beware. Like, I think early access comes with that buyer beware moniker.
Right.
And that they're no longer protected by that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. So that's where we're at, people. This is a milestone for Le Mans Ultimate. Take it, Amir.
I don't know if I would necessarily call this version 1.0. And
It says it right here. I'm looking at it.
I know. And hear me out, and I don't want to get too much into it because I want people to watch I want people to watch the review video, but I'll give you a little snippet of what I'm writing what I'm going to be doing in my review video. All right. So with LMU, for me, for a game to be considered release, what are the things that it has to have? The features that the game developer promised that there will be at release.
Okay, that's fair.
Right. Unfortunately, LMU doesn't have some of the features that they promised at release.
Now, doesn't Tesla do that? Sorry, I didn't mean to derail things. I'm sorry.
I mean, I could go really political.
No, actually,
No.
I retract that comment, everybody.
No, because
Here, I'm gonna
there's a
fill my
couple of
coffee. You continue. Is that okay?
No, yeah, go ahead, buddy.
All
Go
right,
do your thing.
all right.
I'll have a conversation with the nice people in our chat. For me, yeah, like I said, for a game to be considered actually version 1.0, it has to have the features that they promised. Hey, these are the features that are going to be at the release. So, and because now I can actually kind of hammer LMU for this, or Studio 397. I didn't want to hammer them too much in early access because, again, it's early access and I don't think you can judge them too harshly because they're still trying to figure things out, tune things, fix things, do all that sort of stuff for the release. And if you go into an early access title, like, there are those warnings, like, buyers beware, right? So let's say, like, for a couple examples that they promised that'd be included at release. Proper VR implementation. Yes, it does have VR, but it's not fully implemented into the game yet. Don't get me wrong, VR is great in LMU, don't get me wrong, but it still holds it back because it's not fully properly implemented. The other thing was driver swaps in co-op mode. Yes, driver swaps currently exist in LMU, but you can't use them until August 5th when they do their event. But there's still no co-op mode where, like, you know, I could do me and my buddy by ourselves. We can go out and do a race together, and we swap drivers, and not, you know, we're not racing online, we're racing against AI. We can't do that yet. The HUD support is still lacking, where you can change things around in the HUD. What was the other one I wanted to mention? I know I've kind of brain dumped.
You got to give
I'm sorry.
iRacing credit for never really being
Never
early
leaving early access.
Yeah, I mean, at one point they did a little PR thing of iRacing 2.0, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they in my I mean, they didn't have the naming, but just an evolving sim. It's like,
Right.
look, we're not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm good with them ever evolving, because I think that's the nature of Sims, right? You have to constantly evolve. But for me, again, like, if you're gonna have stuff that you promised, hey, we're gonna have this stuff at release, and we don't have it yet, then can you really call the game a full release?
Right.
So that's my problem with it. And, you know, some people like the paint schemes. Again, they've kind of, you can't use. Well, they didn't even really promise custom paint schemes with the release of the game. That came later on, once people did the survey and said, what are the things that you want in LMU? And people said custom skins. Now, they did talk about how that is going to go potentially free in the future, but it's still one of those things where it helps fund the game going. Make sure, you know, they can still have the hosted sessions for people to join. And, like, you know, it doesn't stop you from racing. It's more of a, it's more of a, hey, look at my shiny paint that I can make, or, you know, so I don't consider that more of a driving feature of LMU. It's just a nicety to have. It's like a skin you can go purchase or something from any other game. But I'm talking about is like the stuff that that was what they promised, like single player. Where's the career mode for single player?
Right.
Like, that's not going to be out until like maybe early 2026. So like, and for me, like, and I think it's going to hurt LMU in the long run, because the game only is about endurance racing, specifically WEC. So for a niche title to have no single player mode, like, like Formula One has, or EAWRC has, like, is going to stop the people that want single player or want to have that endurance single player aspect. They're not going to jump into the game just yet.
Right.
Yeah. So there's some things I'm not too happy with, but overall, if you are a huge fan of endurance racing, huge fan of WEC, then this game is really, really good. It offers some great racing. The physics are great. Graphics are great. There are still some bugs to iron out. So if you're okay with some of those bugs, it's a really good title, and I think people should give it a try. Yeah.
Callum says it has really good VR.
It does. It has really good VR. That was what I was going to bring up. Yes, Joa, thank you. Proper telemetry support. It doesn't even offer full proper telemetry support.
Oof.
Just yet.
Are you a real
but yeah.
sim if you don't offer proper telemetry
Well, like,
support?
if you can't, like, if you have a DDU, it doesn't actually give you your TC or ABS inputs.
Right.
Like, where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, for people that use DDUs, like, that's a big thing for them. Like, how do you know what TC or ABS you're at?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Fair. All right. So
Anyways,
we're really waiting
wanna get-
on 1.1, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Maybe, or 1.5. We'll see. I don't
But tune in Monday-ish
Yeah.
for Amir's real full take on where we're at
Yep.
with Le Mans Ultimate 1.0 full release.
exclamation, star with an asterisk next to it.
Full release. All right. Race room. I was almost going to make this my open discussion topic of the day.
Okay.
What does race room got to do? I mean, here's what I'm getting at with what does race room got to do. They have a lot of licensing.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big brand name, like, but yet, I'm sorry, guys, they're the ugly duckling of the real Sims at this point. But they have so much to work with.
Yeah.
So, what would what would you do if you could be CEO for the day of Race Room? I mean, because I'm thinking they could make a push if they did it right, and
Right.
make a really, really good sim. But they got to scrap the old. It's time to it's time for early access Race Room 2.
Yeah. To be honest, I think Race Room in its current iteration has really missed the boat. I think people are already too invested in the other Sims to really care about Race Room, which is a shame. Because I think Race Room is great. The driving is great. The being able to bump into other cars, have rough but fair racing, without getting thrown into a different zip code by, is good. The sounds are great. FFB is great. I think just Race Room didn't market this title correctly, and it hurt them. And and for them to take, even like, how long did it take them to get DX11 implemented in the game? Yeah, I don't know.
A big graphic. See, now, if I was in charge of Race Room for the day, and they dumped their CEO and they brought in Reki Cole. Reki Cole's gonna change things around here. And I'm
Right.
checking in with all my departments, and my graphics team is like, hey, we got a big graphical update that's ready, almost ready. I'd be like, well, a couple things before you even tell me about it. Let me ask you a few things. Number one,
Yeah.
does it have rain?
Mm-mm.
Number two, where are you at with reflection, shading? Where are you at with VR? So you say you have a big graphics up.
good.
Okay, so I'm just like, hey, has it checked out on VR? You got good reflections, you got good shadows, you got rain. Okay. Oh, you have all that. Awesome. I want you guys to take a couple weeks off. You put it in a bow. You put a bow on it. You say, here it is. You just go take a couple weeks break. Because now I'm going to go talk to the other departments. Because we're not going to just do a graphical update. We are re-releasing. We need to... We need a fresh start. We're the oldest of the bigs. If you think back, they are... I mean, really, it's the oldest. Where are we at with multiplayer? What's going on there? Why are we getting nothing? Let's talk about our microtransactions. If we rebranded, we can release the title with a limited amount of content, knowing that we're going to build some DLC packs. Let's go away from the buy every car that iRacing's done, that we've done. I mean, I think they could just really... Go ahead.
No, I actually enjoy that with Race Room. I think the biggest selling point for Race Room is you can try
The test
each
drive.
car before you buy it.
The test drive. It's
Yes.
brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yes. But the process to purchase stuff in Race Room is mind-boggling. Like, you need to have a PhD in rocket science. I think they fixed it since then, but before, like a couple years ago, like, it was hard to figure out how to purchase content in Race Room. Like, you could go either this place, buy the stuff at this price, or you could go to this place, buy credits, and then use those credits to buy stuff at this price. And it was just, what do you do? I don't know. I don't know. I think the people that were behind it, like I say, like, I think the developers and everybody behind it were super passionate people, because
They
it
are.
shows in the quality of the title, the racing, and everything like that. I feel like it was their marketing and business offices that completely let this title down.
Yeah. Well, and I think so. When I say rebrand, by the way, I don't have an issue with rebrand like Tim put.
Yeah.
2.0. Cool. Race Room 2.0. And what we're doing is we're implementing a lot of these new features. You know, our graphical update, like you said, driver swaps, community, league racing implementation. You know, let's take all the things that we've been planning to implement into what we've left as an evolving sim, and use it as an opportunity for a rebrand. And by doing that, we're actually going to slim down the content real quick, but we're going to give it all a total redo. You know, so to go with and enhance the graphics package, we're just going to make sure that we've super cleaned up all the models of our 1.0, well, 2.0 release, I should say. 1.0 release of 2.0. That's the problem with using 2.0.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would really like to see Race Room make a push. Because a sim, for the most part, is only as good as two different things. It's single player ability, or how many people are racing it. Right? Yeah. I mean, that's it. So, that was like a pandemic ago. Yeah. Yeah, well, like Amir said, you know, our community is pushed and pulled by your guys' request and enthusiasm for what we're doing. You know, one of the reasons the Rally League is going good is because we have really good numbers for a Rally League.
Yeah.
You know, and we want to build upon it. So yeah, it comes down. When we were doing some Race Room, attendance was a little low. And when Amir tried to do other events, like in our off-season fun races, for example, it just didn't draw a big crowd. But I mean, with this talk, you know, I wouldn't mind firing it up and pulling a few cars and tracks out. They have a few tracks in Race Room that are unique to Race Room that are some of my favorites. Like the Macaw, not Macaw, the other one, Macaw and the other one.
Yeah. Macau. I mean.
Macau and what is it, Portofino? Is that the other one?
Something like that, yeah.
Really cool, fun track. So yeah. Anyway, iRacing I don't think Race Room's any worse than iRacing for the most. I mean, in a lot of ways when it comes to like graphics. They're both super dated because they're just missing that latest level of, again, getting back to reflections and shading and the things that make modern sims. And unfortunately, most of the modern sims run on game engines versus like something built specific for sim racing.
Yep.
You know, I think, isn't Race Room on a model that is just it's a sim racing model, right? It's not on a It's not on a generic game engine turned sim platform.
Yeah, I think it was kind of ACC that started that whole Unreal thing with sim racing, because I mean Project Cars was using the Madness engine that was developed for sim racing. iRacing, you know, using NASCAR 2003, Race Room having its own, R Factor having its own, and then AC having its own engine. Now everybody's trying to save costs by using game engines, then developing their own. Yeah. Yep,
but it puts limitations. Yep. You know? Tim, I'm in the same boat, and that is one of the reasons why I tend to favor iRacing. Is iRacing still runs on a potato with pretty decent graphics. And when you're not running peak graphics, you're not missing that much compared to like when I run Rally, by the way, comparing my graphics to people running everything cranked up, it's a huge difference. I'm at it's not a disadvantage. It's just not nearly as entertaining and cool. So, anyway, Race Room, part of the point, how we got here, they are free to play. All content free to play until August 18th. So that is almost an entire month that you can get really deep into Race Room and see what it's got going on. Maybe we should try doing another event. If you guys want to do some Race Room, you know how you do it? You get into our Discord, !Discord in the chat will get you a link to our Discord channel. Get in that chat and start talking it up. Say, hey, one of these weekends we should do a Race Room event. And, you know, if 10 or 12 people give it a thumbs up, then it's a good indicator to us that,
Yeah.
hey, maybe we should do a race room event.
Mm-hmm.
So, we tried periodically. I tried to do I wanted to do a convoy, but didn't get much pull. There were a couple people, but nobody knew how to do it. That was the other part on that one.
Yeah.
All right, EA Sports F1 Season 2 is now live. So with that, you've got like new driver. Here, we'll look at the new driver rankings.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys tell me. A lot of you probably watch more Formula 1. I am going to name off the top 10 rankings for Formula 1. And you guys tell me what you think, if this is good or bad. At the top, I'm going to go top to bottom. At the top, Max Verstappen, 93. I'm assuming 100 is perfection. George Russell, 91. Lando Norris, 91. Oscar Piastri, also 91. Lewis Hamilton, 90. Leclerc, 90. Alfonso, 88.
Alfonso.
Fernando. Alonso, I'm sorry. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm like... I combined his
like,
first and last
Alfonso?
names. I'm sorry. Al Fernando. Fernando Alonso is 88. Carlos Sainz, 86. Gasly, 85. And Albon, 85.
I don't agree.
No? Who's wrong?
No. I would move. I agree with Max being number one because he's driving a shitbox. Top three, but after that is highly debatable because I'd say Russell is driving overachieving in the Mercedes car. Between Lando and Piastri, it's debatable. Like their performances are kind of up and down. For sure, 100%, I put Leclerc ahead of Hamilton. I mean, Leclerc's been driving way better than Hamilton. I would move. I'd keep Alonso. No, Alonso hasn't been doing really that good either. I'd probably put Albon next because he's doing better than Carlos Sainz. Then Hulkenberg, then Isaac Hadjar.
Okay. Hajar. Now, does this split, how bad is Yuki Tsunoda?
Oh, dude! Like, does this say? I watched highlights of the Formula One practice for Spa today. Max Verstappen finished in second place. Yuki Tsunoda finished in 18th place.
So they
I'll
have
just
him
leave it
at
at that.
77. And like I'm looking, so the reason I even brought it up is when you look at the top teams. George Russell splits from Mercedes. You know, he and his driver are vastly different talent levels. But
I mean,
Norris and Piastri, Hamilton and Leclerc are like identical scores.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just looking at Yuki, and it's like, okay. I mean, I know everyone likes to tell me this. Everyone likes to really clown on, and I'm on the list too of Lance Stroll.
Yeah.
Is he worse
the
than
window licker.
Yuki?
No. Oh yeah, I'd say 100%. Yeah.
Because they have.
I mean,
them...
Yuki was doing really good at Red Bull at Racing Bulls.
Right.
You know, Racing Bulls. He was doing really good at Racing Bulls, and then they demoted Liam Lawson, promoted him because Liam Lawson wasn't performing, and now Tsunoda's not performing. So, yeah, to me, you've had Sergio Perez, who was probably one of the best midfield racers. Couldn't do anything. He won a couple of races with Red Bull, but then started falling backwards. Then you had Liam Lawson, and then you had now Yuki. Like, they're not performing the car. I mean, so I really think like it's Max Verstappen. He's way overperforming in that car because it's a terrible car to drive. The other guys just can't drive it.
Right.
Like if you move it to Yuki back to Racing Bulls, I guarantee you he'll be up there. He'll be finishing maybe like, mid top in the like fifth, eighth, between fifth and eighth place every race.
It's like
Yeah.
not only is the car bad, but it's super built for Max. It's like a engineering failure in two directions. Max, no offense to Max, because he can drive anything, but it's like I'm sure a lot of the car was built under the direction of his needs as the driver, right? So now they built this car around his ability to drive, and not only is it not a super high performing car in relation to the competition, but he's the only one on earth who can drive it.
Yeah.
That's actually comical. Anyway, this is where it is kind of dicey though. So yeah, you got Sonoda, Stroll, Antonelli, and Hajar, all at 77.
Yeah.
Which is pretty low.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I mean,
they got even like Gabriel Bortolato's not that bad. I don't know. Ollie Behrman, I think it's just most of their performances are down to, I don't know. I don't think that's reflective of their stats. I mean, their result, they put in some decent results. So I think they'd be a little bit higher. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so there's your F1 drama. Drama, the updates. I wonder, anyone know, do the drivers even pay attention at all to this? Do they care? Are they offended when they get dropped down?
I know last year they asked a couple of them some questions, and some weren't too happy. Yeah. Oh.
Like, hey, can you imagine all of a sudden you got like your PR people lobbying EA? It's like, come on, man, can you just give us a couple points? I mean, I just got to be better than Stroll, man. Please, just tell me I'm better than Stroll. Or drop him too. I don't care if you give me 2, but you just got to make me better than Stroll, please.
I know.
Anyway, so yeah, sprint to the finish in season 2. So some new aspects of the game, some new liveries, and blah 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 blah. That's for EA F1 2020. Yeah, that's for Madden Racing.
Yep.
All right, we have another update. This one actually was funny because when I was reading it, here I gotta mute it. When I was reading it, my timing with the video didn't match. So I'm watching the video here, and I'm looking at this Honda N1 RS. All right. And and I'm reading, and they use the wording up here. Let's see. As I'm reading, where would it go? Adds the Grail. They left out one important word to that sentence, by the way. The Grail R34. All right, Skyline. And I just saw the word Grail, but I'm looking at a video of the Honda N1 RS, and I'm like, what is going on here? Or the Nissan Qashqai Tecna 190. But there it is, the Nismo R34 GTR Z Tune 2005. Only 3 million credits.
Do any of these people know these cars outside of Japan?
I have never seen the
other than the GTR.
Yeah. I've never seen the Honda N1 RS.
Never heard of it until now. Yeah.
And the
I've seen the
Qashqai.
I've seen those
for the Chinese market, I'm guessing.
Well, I don't know if it's the same car, but I've seen I think it's the SUV from Nissan.
Yeah.
I didn't see the video.
Just a rename. Maybe a slight difference in trim, but it's just a different market of it's not the Versa, it's the next bigger one.
Yeah.
I don't follow Nissan that closely. Anyway, that update is coming out on July 23rd. That was a couple days ago. Cool. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Qualifier coin. It's the Bitcoin killer.
Right.
All right. This is kind of different. SCS Software, makers of American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator. We're excited to reveal our first planned DLC for the upcoming road trip module in American Truck Simulator.
Oh.
Introducing the Ford Car Pack, featuring some of the most iconic vehicles to grace American roads.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about this fastback Mustang.
Yeah.
We're talking about a Ford Bronco, modern Ford Bronco. And I saw the other truck, the F-350, it looked like, the big boy. Mm-hmm. So Ford trucks and cars are now coming to the game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
These
And-
guys just never stop, man. They're just roll, roll, and roll.
No, and I heard the next mode is actually going to be pedestrian mode, where you can pick just a
Oh.
character and walk around. I mean,
I can pick up hitchhikers.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can walk into the truck stops and see what's going on.
Like, you relive that moment from what is it, from Jay and Silent Bob with George Carlin. You know, it's the unwritten rule of the road.
The road
if you ever watched
sport,
that one.
that's it. No, I haven't.
I don't know if you
seen
ever
it.
watched Jay and Silent Bob. Oh man,
Oh, many moons ago.
George Carlin is freaking hilarious. He plays a hitchhiker. Like Jay and Silent Bob, they're trying to hitchhike across to go to Hollywood to stop a movie being made about them, and across the street is a homeless hitchhiker, George Carlin, one of the greatest comedians to ever live. And he's telling them, like, people are wondering, like, why is nobody stopping for us? And he's across the street and he yells, "It's because you're doing it the wrong way."
Oh,
And they're like, "What? What do you mean?" It's like, he's implying, to get a ride, you got to do some things. And he's like, "What? I ain't doing that." It's like, you got to do it because it's the unwritten rule of the road.
Oh, that's great. The Qualifier is the European rogue sport.
Yeah.
Speed 13. How you doing? How
Hey.
you doing? All right. Well, now the Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown has the casino.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say that I haven't gambled or gone into the casino more. I haven't gambled. I have not. I've gone in the casino mod for Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
right? But I just can't imagine getting in Test Drive Unlimited to sit there and play slot machines. I don't know. Free drinks. You can't get free drinks at casinos anymore. That's a myth from the 80s and 90s. That's long gone.
You can still do that.
Dude, you can blow 20 grand at a blackjack table before they actually
Dude,
come give you a drink.
I was in Biloxi, Mississippi. I mean, this is a while ago, long time ago, but this is like 2000s, and yeah, you could get drinks for free.
Yeah, in the 2000
casinos
Biloxi. Vegas.
there.
Vegas.
Oh,
Vegas, you wait an hour and a half and you'll be down like hundreds and thousands of dollars. And they'll be like, "Hey, would you like a drink?" And you're like, "Yeah." And then it'll be like an hour later and another 100 grand, and you're because that's how I roll. I bet in tens of thousands of
Yeah.
dollars. I don't go to Vegas anymore. I don't like
Yeah.
Vegas. I don't like gambling.
Mhm.
And then you can.
Oh,
take
we were waiting for you to come back, Dirge. That's what we were doing.
Well, you only tuned out because we started talking disc golf.
I know.
You had acupuncture. All right, I want everyone. So, was this just like for like general, or did you have something? How many out there have done acupuncture, and did it do what you thought it was going to do? I mean this to everybody. Have you, Amir? Have you ever done acupuncture?
Yes, it is great.
Did you have a
love it.
reason you went in?
Sorry, what?
Did you have a reason you went in? Like, oh, my shoulder's killing
Yeah,
me. Or...
lower back problems.
So you had lower back pain problems, and you went and got acupuncture, and it gave you relief.
Oh yes, 100%, man.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they didn't, and they didn't,
Acupuncture is awesome.
and they didn't hurt you somehow.
I mean, it hurts a little bit. I mean, it's no more than like.
I mean, paralyzed.
Oh no, dude! They don't dig the needles in that deep.
Who else? Dirge, what were you there for? Who else has done it and did it work? You did it and it did F all. That was for Joa. Tim wants to try it. Didn't work for Callum's neck. Lower back. So that's 2 for lower back where it worked. Joa, where was yours? Maybe it's certain spots. Did you think it would hurt? Did it deliver pain? Did you... I assume it would hurt a little bit, like getting a tattoo hurts a little bit, but not like pain, right? All right. Because I have pains, but I have not done acupuncture. In general, I don't like being touched.
Mm.
So, that would, you know, despite everyone thinking that I go to Oasis massage every weekend, I do not. I do not.
You go to Madame Kame's Thai Palace.
I'm not big on massages. I mean, they're okay. But no, it's yoga versus acupuncture. Am I procrastinating? I'm always procrastinating when it comes to anything involving people touching me. I don't like to be touched. And I can't do yoga without someone touching me, because when you have no flexibility, you need someone to fold you in half.
Well, you gotta be able to. You gotta build it up, man.
I know. Massage therapy is better for most.
Yeah.
My problem with massage, I feel like you need to do it a lot. Like, one time just releases toxins into your body, and then you end up like with a day-long headache and more soreness, and then the original pain just comes right back. I think if you're like, whether your insurance covers it or you're wealthy, if you can get like a massage every other day for like 3 weeks, I think that'll do a lot of good. But I'm poor, and I've only had massages in single sessions where they actually did more harm than good. The only massage I actually enjoyed, no, I can't tell you guys about that. Here, let me put my disclaimer up, and then I'll tell you about the only massage I ever enjoyed.
Going to those dark alley corners to get a massage doesn't qualify.
Oh, well, that's why I told the story. No, I was on a cruise ship, and I got like a really high-end like massage, and at the end they did like hot rocks, and it was just all about making you feel good. It was any other time other than that I've gone to a massage because I have an ailment. Like, I go in and I'm like, hey, my shoulder hurts really bad. Can you put most of your energy into my shoulder? And then they completely ignore me and just do a normal massage, and it's like, ugh. Anyway.
No, I mean, it's key, dude. Like, you have to. I mean, you can't, like, acupuncture, massages, chiropractors, and all that stuff. Like, they relieve the pain temporarily. Like, who mentioned it? Someone mentioned it, where it doesn't fix the core. Ajax Walker, he mentioned it. Is like, it doesn't fix the core issues that are going on. Or like something like yoga, Pilates, that help you build like a strong core muscles to help you, that help with your joints, that help, build those joint strengths back up again, everything. Like, you got to do it in combination. You can't just do one without the other to help you out. So you got to, it's got to take a holistic approach to that kind of stuff to relieve the pain. Like, for the longest time, like, I would do acupuncture, and I still do, like, I don't do as much yoga as I used to, but I still do it every once in a while. Like, when my back starts hurting a little bit, I'll get back into it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm good. Then I stop. Like, I feel really, really good, and then I stop, and the pain comes back, and then I'm like, gosh, I got to start back up again. I start, but you got to keep at it.
See, after yesterday's stream, I just ordered a pound of ketamine on Silk Road, and it should be here like next week, and I should be all good. Is that too much? Is that a lot? Is that too much? I don't know.
Don't do it all in one session.
In the test drive unlimited solar crown update, this picture, my guess is, so they say, is there someone in your car? And my take is live carjackings. That's what I can determine from this. I don't know. Is someone in your car? And they show this dude in a Hawaiian shirt, which that is the known attire of carjackers, just so you know. If you see a guy approach your car in a Hawaiian shirt, that is probably what he's up to. So run. But yeah, you'll find out why he's in your car in 2 days on July 21st.
Maybe he's there for a massage.
Solar Crown.
Next DLC, massage pack.
Nope, it's taxi missions. Oh my god, that's what it is. Oh shoot. All right. Yeah, season 5, taxi missions. That looks, but you don't let the guy sit in your front seat. That looks more like,
no.
Yeah, it's a special kind of.
You only got a sports car.
It's a special kind of taxi. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Yeah.
Wacky taxi. All right, and casinos. I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's a big update, though. I mean,
It is.
casinos. They've introduced the gambling model.
Mm-hmm.
We are almost to the end of the show. I mean, it's not like we
All
haven't
right.
been here a couple hours, but all right.
Almost 2 hours.
Happy endings included, but you got a tip.
Ah.
Huisingveld. Something new is just around the corner. Can you guess what it is coming this fall?
Twos.
And
It's
there's-
about time, man.
And at first, I didn't see anything in the picture. I was like, "Well, what do you mean? This is
Yeah.
supposed to be a T? Is this just a random guess? I don't know. It's a
Right.
rubber ball. It's chicken. It's I don't know. You have any guesses? Can you see the shape?
I see it. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
mean,
it's
can't be
passenger.
pedals.
It's passenger mode. It's for someone
Oh,
sitting in your
okay.
car. Yeah, it's a oh shit handle. It is a glove box. The sim racing glove box. What car interior is
I was gonna say,
complete?
Is it sunglass holders?
Yeah, you gotta have.
Okay.
I mean, where are you gonna put your registration and your maps?
Yeah.
For the young ones, maps are these paper things that fold up and go in your glove box, and it shows
Right.
you where you are. It's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Husingveld, this fall.
Yep.
And that takes us to one more announcement, exhibitor announcement for Sim Gaming Expo, and that being VRS. VRS is there. I am going to give VRS a little bit of a hard time.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they haven't sent us stuff.
Oh.
They've ignored us. So, yeah.
Tisk. They get the wag of the finger.
Yep. In fact, I'm going to stand on the edge of the booth wagging my finger until they invite me in. So, anyway, no, that's cool. VRS will be there. I'm excited to go. I actually, all kidding aside, I am excited about getting to meet the people from VRS. I've been impressed with what they've done and the way they've gone about it. Yeah, so. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't have anything else. Do you?
I guess, like, yeah. While we're still on the topic of the Steam Gaming Expo, if you're going and you're part of the Simpit, let us know, so we can plan something together. And if you're not going to the Sim Gaming Expo and you can, what are you waiting on? Get your tickets now. The very first ever Expo, people have been asking for one in North America for years. And now is your chance to come out, support it. There's a lot of good vendors lined up. I think there's going to be close to 40 exhibitors for all 3 days. And yeah, I hear people from America complain all the time. It's like, Europe gets all the good stuff. They get the Sim Racing Expo and all this stuff. Well, here's your chance. If you can make it and don't go, and you want to complain about how you don't have anything in the States compared to the Sim Racing Expo in Europe, then you really got no point in saying anything. Now, if you got other plans and you can't make it, financial reasons, you're forgiven. You're still my buddy. You're still my friend. But the other guys, you get the wag of the finger too.
Tim, I'm going to give the full reason on this in a minute, but I know you're leaving. We're not going to be here next week, just to let you know. I'm going to make that official in a second. Here's what I'm going to say. I've had at least 100 people over the years say, well, hey, you need to do a Sim Gaming North America Expo, right? Expo North. At least 100 people have said that to me over the years. I sure hope that all 100 of those people show up, right? Because here it is, and I couldn't do it. I just don't have the resources. But George did. So I hope you're all attending. And then the other thing I'm going to say is, if you're not going, you're dead to me. That's it. You're dead to me. No, I'm kidding. No, I really, really would love to meet as many of you out there, and that'd be cool. Yeah, he's down here. He's really upset because I'm like normally when I'm just standing somewhere, he'll like go between my legs and expect me to acknowledge him, and he's been doing that this whole stream, and this has been challenging. Like when I'm in my chair in my rig, he just will lay down, but because I'm standing, he's a little bit confused by what's going on. Like he thinks I'm like trying to end a phone call and I'm going to take him out, right? That's what it looks like to him. So, anything else?
Yeah, so yeah, you said it. We won't be here next week. We'll both
That's
kind
right.
of be out of town.
That's right.
Yeah. Now that LMU is out, and if you've bought LMU, we're gonna continue with some of our fun races on Sundays. So still join us. I mean, if you're in our Discord, I'll be posting on Sunday. Hey, here's our race. Come and have fun with us. Sorry. Other than that, that's all I really have, man.
All right. Yeah. So like Amir said, next week we're going to take a week off. We both happen to have other things going on at the same time. And it's like, you know what? I think we've been like 52 shows straight. I don't know when the last time we took a show off. So yeah, next week we're going to take a week off. But we'll be back the following week. LA's getting the Nations Cup Sim Racing World Championship in November. That's cool. Oh, sorry, I'm so bad at getting off the show. Do you guys see that NASCAR's doing their fun race? I think it's their fun race at El Toro. Did you hear that?
I see that.
So NASCAR. I think it's the one that was the Coliseum race. Their like preseason fun race exposition.
Yeah.
Well, they did it at LA Coliseum a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I read that they are doing it at El Toro Naval Base in San Diego at the beginning of 2026. Did you hear that, Christian? Christian, has that made it around? He lives down there. I don't think he's far from the base. So yeah, pretty excited about that. All right. Well, everyone out there, we are in our off season, but if you're looking for a really good sim racing road league on iRacing, we got that starting up in not too long. You're definitely going to want to jump into our Discord. We have a whole thread with information on that. ! Discord gets you a link to our Discord channel. There's also a link in the description down below. In addition to that, we have a rally league that is on, we're between seasons right now. We're going to be starting up a new season coming up fairly shortly. And that should be really fun. We have a whole thread and topic going in our Discord for that. ! Discord will get you a link into that, or there's a description in the show. And I think that is going to do it. Yeah. So yeah, everyone get out there, have a great weekend, do some sim racing, and thank you for being part of the Simpit community. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole. That's Amir Assad. And we will see you on the track. Bye-bye, everybody.
Later, guys.